Now we have to start D.H. Lawrence, and with D.H. Lawrence, we basically think that there is a proper beginning of modern literature. Although I've told you कि modern literature जो है वो थोड़ा टाइम पीछे हम Yeats वगैरह को भी जो है वो modern literature में शामिल कर लेते हैं. But as I have told you that the boundaries of the literature's movements are quite fluid, and we cannot basically ड्रॉ वेरी शार्प लाइन्स. ओके, सो वहाँ पर आप ये कह सकते हो कि एक एवोल्यूशनरी प्रोसेस था मॉडर्न लिटरेचर का, एंड फ्रॉम नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स एक प्रॉपर जो मॉडर्न लिटरेचर की फॉर्म है वो हमारे सामने बिल्टअप हो जाती है और उसको फॉलो किया जा रहा होता है. लेकिन अभी भी ये वाला जो टाइम पीरियड है, इसमें जो राइटर्स हैं उनमें भी आप देखेंगे कि कुछ कुछ आपको एलिमेंट्स पीछे रोमांटिक्स के मिल जाएंगे, उससे पीछे के मिल जाएंगे. सो वो एक मिक्सचर जो है वो लाजमी होता है. सम एलिमेंट्स are always present from the previous ages and previous eras. If we talk about modern literature, तो आप उसमें rootlessness देखते हो, which is the cause of exile, and then disorientation, not belonging to one particular position and not belonging to one particular place, not knowing exactly where and why do you belong to something and some place, and how do you need to guide yourself. There is no purpose, no direction towards which you should move. Then we find fragmentary elements in literature which depicts the fragmentary nature of life, because now life does not have very solid and very single directed directions. Then we find ambiguity in literature, which also refers to the ambiguity of life, because nobody is sure about the about life, about the hard and fast rules, about right and wrong, about evil and good. There are no sharp distinctions anymore, and everything appears to be ambiguous. Everything appears to be belonging to the two opposite poles, which refers to the ambiguity in life. Then we have university idiom. University idiom refers to the complex writing style, and it can be made clear by Eliot's saying, who says that a complicated life is required. A complicated life required a complicated writing style. कि since modern जो era है उसमें life बहुत complicated हो गई है, तो फिर उस life की depiction के लिए जो writing style है वो भी complicated होना चाहिए. इसको हम relate कर सकते हैं अपना previous जो romantic era था उसके साथ, कि जहाँ पर हम कहते थे कि सिंपल राइटिंग स्टाइल के ऊपर मेन फोकस था. क्यों उसका वहाँ पर सिंपल पर फोकस था? बिकॉज वहाँ पर हमारा मेन कंसर्न सिंपल लाइफ के साथ था, कंट्री लाइफ के साथ था, नेचर के साथ था. सो वहाँ पर हमने कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ लाइफ को डिस्कस ही नहीं करना था. जब हमारा सब्जेक्ट मैटर जो है वो कॉमन था, वो सिंपल था, तो फिर उसकी डिपिक्शन जो थी वो भी सिंपल लैंग्वेज में होनी थी. नाउ दैट वी आर डीलिंग विद वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लाइफ ऑफ द मॉडर्न एरा, so the language and the writing style must also be complicated. If we talk about D.H. Lawrence, he was basically a novelist, a short story writer, a poet, and an essayist, and he was also a painter. His full name is David Herbert Lawrence, and he was born in 1885 and died in 1930. Most of his works have autobiographical elements in them. There are quite good connections of his personal life with his works. And if we talk about his works, we find one very important element and very important thing, that is the dehumanizing effects of modernity and industrialization. That how this modern life and this industrialization has basically dehumanized us. We are basically losing the human values and the norms, the traditions, and the worth that was associated with humanity. Basically human beings are losing all these elements. If we talk about themes of his works, in his works we find quite good themes of sexuality, very illicit sort of sexuality, and because of very illicit description of sexuality and sexual relationships, most of his works remained banned for quite good times, and they were like censored because of their obscenity. Then we have a talk about emotional health, vitality, spontaneity, and instinct. He is considered to be very notorious for his themes because he used such illicit sort of themes, such illicit sort of descriptions of sexual relationships and sexuality, and because of that his fame was not quite good. Even at his death, it is considered that his public reputation was that of a pornographer, not that of a novelist or a writer or a literary person. He was considered to be a pornographer. Among his notable works, we have his novels, which includes Sons and Lovers, which was published in 1913, and it was an autobiographical novel. Its initial title was Paul Morel, and it has realistic traditions in it. Then we have The Rainbow, which was published in 1915, and it revolves around the life and story of Brangwen family who live in Nottinghamshire. The next one is Women in Love, that was published in 1922. Women in Love is a sequel to The Rainbow, and it still revolves around Brangwen family, and the main protagonists or the main characters of the novel are Gulrun and Ursula, who are Brangwen sisters. Then the next one is The Lost Girl, which was published in 1920. Aaron's Rod, which was published in 1922. Aaron's Rod is a picaresque novel. Then we have Kangaroo, published in 1923, and it is set in Australia. Then The Plumed Serpent, which was published in 1926. And the next one is the Lady Charlotte Chatterley's Lover, which was his last novel, and it was published in 1928 for the first time, but it got banned for almost 32 years because of the obscenity and the illicit sort of description of sexuality and sexual relationships. So these are the novels that were written by D.H. Lawrence. I would recommend you at least you should go through some further details of The Rainbow and Women in Love. They are not quite simple sort of novels, but you should at least have a little bit of knowledge of the plots of these two plays. Otherwise, the rest are not that important. And if you want to give a little more, then you should go for Sons and Lovers. But since these works are not included in the regular syllabus of most of the universities, so I'm not going very deep into it. The next one is his short stories. Among his short stories, the most famous ones are Odor of Chrysanthemums, and The Virgin and the Gypsy, The Rocking Horse Winner. And among his plays, we have the most famous one, that is The Widowing of Mrs. Holroyd, that was published in 1914, and this play is basically a dramatization of his short story Odor of Chrysanthemums. And that's it about T.H. Lawrence. You should go through the first three novels that I have given you, Sons and Lovers, The Rainbow and Women in Love. बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में ना जाएं, लेकिन थोड़ा थोड़ा सा जो उनका प्लॉट है ना, उसको कोशिश करें कि आप लोग रीड आउट कर लें, थोड़ा सा आपको आइडिया हो जाए कि उसमें क्या है. बहुत ज़्यादा डीप जो है वो जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. ओके जी.